Good morning again, guys. All right, well, we kind of continue a little bit on the same topic that I was talking about this morning. Uh, by now, most of us know what happened in Raleigh, North Carolina on Friday when you had this 15-year-old kid go nuts, kill 5 people, including an off-duty cop, everything. Well, the 911 tapes were released this morning, and I want you to hear this first.
October 13th, 2022, 17 hours, 12 minutes, 47 seconds. 911, what's the location of your emergency?
Hey, Osprey Cove Drive.
Osprey Cove Drive?
And that white girl just came through with a shotgun and shot my buddy. Get here ASAP.
Now, if you heard in there, some guy just came through with a shotgun and shot my buddy. Get here ASAP. Okay. Now, this is where it gets interesting, is because on Friday, our illustrious fraud in chief came out and renewed his efforts for an assault weapons ban. Now, I'm going to qualify something here because there were some comments made on this morning's video about me using the term assault weapon. I used the term assault weapon because it's a common term that is used right now. And in the interest of communication, whereby people would understand what I was talking about in this morning's video, meant the guy in this morning's video was carrying an AR-15, an AK-47, a magazine-fed semi-automatic rifle. Okay. I use the term assault weapon for the simple reason of that's what people understand. Even non-gun owners would understand what kind of weapon the guy was carrying. He wasn't carrying a bolt-action 22 or something like that under his coat. All right. So when I used the term assault weapon this morning, that was to communicate a point, not because I'm defining an AR or an AK as the bullshit term of assault weapon. Sometimes you have to explain to people in terms they understand. Kind of like, as I made one comment, we've all used the term Martian in our world, even though Martians don't exist, but yet we still use the term. Okay? Same thing. It conveys a point. Now, Potato Joe is pushing for an assault weapons ban on Friday after this incident. So now is Joe adding shotguns to assault weapon, to his definition of assault weapons? Okay. I'm going to read to you what he said in his statement. For the lives we've lost and the lives we can save, I took historic action to stop gun violence in our nation, including signing the most significant gun safety law in nearly 30 years. It's bullshit. Okay. But we must do more. We must pass an assault weapons ban. The American people support this common sense action to get weapons of war off our streets. House Democrats have already passed it. The Senate should do the same. Send it to my desk and I'll sign it. Okay, that's what Joe said on Friday. Public statement. Now, this comes after an attack with a shotgun, right? I want you to watch this clip.
If you want to protect yourself, get a double barrel shotgun. Have the shells, a 12-gauge shotgun.
The vice president said that is exactly what he told his wife to do.
Said, Jill, if there's ever a problem, just walk out on the balcony here or walk out, put that double barrel shotgun and fire 2 blasts.
So let me get this straight, Joe. You want to have an assault weapons ban. You want to include shotguns in assault weapons, in your definition thereof. But you're advising your wife to take a shotgun out to scare away intruders. Where do we draw the line? Okay? What's going to happen next? There's going to be somebody with a 9mm, 45 ACP, 380, 22, paintball gun, a slingshot, a spit wad. Where are we going to draw the line in Joe's assault weapon ban? Hammers, knives, baseball bat, axe, rolled up newspaper. I mean, anything possible can be used as a weapon. A stick. I've told you guys the story before when I was repoing cars in Chicago. Yeah, on the South Side too. South Side and Joliet were where we pulled most of them. One of the first things we were trained to do was, if anybody came at us, to break off the antenna off a car and use that. Assault antennas? Why not? Okay. Give him an inch and take a mile. Rules for thee, not or rules for me and not for thee. Jill can own a shotgun. We can't. Okay. We've all talked about many, many, many times about all these liberal politicians running around with their security forces armed. Are they going to give up their arms? Oh, hell no. I need protection. Okay. Was what happened in North Carolina a tragedy? Absolutely. No question. Okay. Should this kid have had access to a shotgun? No. He's 15. Okay. Where are the, I'm assuming this 15-year-old isn't living on his own somewhere and has family members, who knows if it's parents or grandparents or whatever in this world, but how did he get access to it? That should be the question. The weapon didn't do the damage. The person holding it did. What are we going to find out about this kid down the road? Is it going to be like the Parkland shooter, who there were all the signs all over the place that the kid was completely out of his mind, yet nobody ever did anything about it? Are we going to find the same things out about this kid? We don't know yet. Okay. It may happen. But in the long run, why are you and I supposed to be penalized for some mentally deranged kid or mentally deranged adult, male or female, black or white, Hispanic or Asian, who cares? Okay. Why should we be penalized for this? I know a lot of you say elections don't matter. Elections do matter, guys. Okay. Yeah. It's fraught with fraud. Okay. But we need to stand up. We need people who actually come out and say, no, there are good people that can own weaponry. I'm assuming by the clip I showed you, Joe considers Jill to be a good person. Jill can have a rifle, have a shotgun, right? Jill's a good person. What makes Jill any better than you or me? That she's a doctor? No. Okay. It doesn't make a lick of difference. This is the thing. We need to drill into these people's heads somehow, some way, that shotguns, first off, aren't weapons of war, nor are AR-15s, okay? I've never seen a person in the military carry an AR-15 ever, okay? An M16 in the past, an M4 now, okay? Those are civilian models given to the public as a modern sporting rifle. You want to call it a sporting rifle ban? Maybe people will listen. You want to call it an assault rifle ban? You're full of shit, okay? There's no such thing as AR-14s. There's no such thing as 50 caliber clips, unlike all these uninformed intellectuals that we have in Washington that don't have a clue. Joe coming out and saying that, an AR-15 shoots a projectile 5 times faster than any other weapon known to man. Right. If it was that powerful, you think the military'd use it, right? They don't. Just a tip there. But this is how far they're willing to take it. Never let a crisis go to waste. This met none of the criteria in all these bans that politicians want to put on. Okay? Yet, so now, because it didn't fit the narrative, let's change the narrative. Where have we heard that before? Definition of inflation? Just maybe. Okay. We need to stand up for our rights, all of them. Okay. The Second Amendment is the one that comes out a lot. This is the one that's being attacked. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion is being attacked. This is the problem we are facing. This is what will drive this country into a civil war. Please understand that. They are trying to take away methodically one right at a time. You look back at other countries, and again, we refer to this all the time, the Soviet Union. Let's take away your ability to own a weapon. Okay? Let's take away your free speech. Okay. Let's take away religion. Remember, the Soviet Union outlawed religion. Okay? These are things that are given to us in the Constitution. They are our rights. They are not privileges. It is the Bill of Rights. It is the bill, not the Bill of Privileges. We don't have the privilege to speak freely. We don't have the privilege to worship freely. We don't have the privilege to own a weapon. We have the right. And it's about time that these assholes understand the difference between the two. Pinball out.